All right, let me go to Mr. Phil Edholm, who's going to talk to us about the local clubs and our NMRA divisions around the country. Phil, welcome.
Welcome, Frank. So I'm going to introduce Frank. Howdy. And Frank and I are going to have an interesting discussion about publications. So this is tonight's version of NMRA divisions and local clubs. And so I think I'll let Frank first just talk a little bit about his role and what he's doing, and then we can kind of lead off from there. So Frank, why don't I just let you introduce yourself and talk about yourself as a modeler and kind of what you're doing in terms of publications, etc.
All right, sounds good. Hi, I'm Frank Duder. I am the leader of Cordial Company Crossing Model Railroad Club in Snow Hill, Maryland, and we are focusing on young engineers education and that sort of thing. We're trying to bring young guys in the hobby. That's what our main goal is. We have a 10-year-old and a 9-year-old, 10-year-old and 11-year-old now. And we do a train camp every year. This is the first year since COVID started to help try to educate kids, get parents involved, that sort of thing. And we also do train races. We do a lot of different events throughout the year. We have open houses. And we encourage the kids to ask to play with the trains. We have an open road that goes all the way around the layout that kids can push cars, little Hot Wheels on, which is kind of cool. But yeah, that's a little intro of what we do and about me. So
cool.
Yep.
I actually have a slide here. I think this is kind of a little bit about what you do and shows some of the shots of the kids actually. The young engineers operating.
Yes. So our camp is this year, the last week of June, the Tuesday to Thursday, 5 to 7. We don't have AC or heat up there. We do have heat now, but it gets a little toasty in the attic. It's about a 40 by 60 foot layout, scale 3 rail, which is really cool. So if on the far right picture there, the boy in the tie-dye shirt and the tall boy in the center, they're actually, their parents are in the club now, which is really cool, and they bring them up there all the time. And the one on the right, very right in the tie-dye shirt, he knows more about trains than any other person I really know, even me. So it's kind of cool there too.
So yeah, I think this is a really interesting kind of program you run, because you're engaging kids, young people, but you're also engaging their parents. So tell me a little bit about how you publicize it, how you run it, what a typical day is like, just kind of all the kind of elements of the program you put together. How do you publicize it?
So full time I'm a stewardship coordinator at a land trust. So I do a lot of outreach stuff and that sort of thing.
Yep.
But mainly we have a website, we have Facebook, Instagram, and I send press releases to local newspapers and TV stations. And every once in a while we get a little emails that, hey, can we get some shots? And they put it in there. There's a local TV station that loves doing that. I have a YouTube channel, and we have quite a few YouTubers running in to help as well.
So how many students, how many young engineers do you typically get then for this session you're doing on 2023? How many do you think you'll have?
So I max it out at 8. I'm aiming for 6, but last time I did it pre-COVID, it maxed out at 8. So, and a year before that, I had unlimited. That was a bad idea. But yeah.
So you got
I had
so really
12 that time.
So you're saying 8 is kind of the maximum. Now, how many volunteers do you have working then when they're there?
So we encourage a parent to stay with, so it helps out there very well. Usually have me and then like the couple guys in the club. So it's 6 of us in the club. So get them up there. Usually 2 or 3 show up a night. So maybe more than that.
So you actually brought up a really interesting point, because I know one of the things that a lot of us that are in organizations, we all have an interest engaging with young people, but I think everyone's been a little bit concerned because of some of the issues that have come up, over the past few years. So do you ask the parents to stay, or is it mandatory that they stay?
We have them to when I send out the paperwork, I have them bold print on the Facebook page. I have bold print. We ask the parents to stay, and that way, well, mainly because we use MTH DCS Wi-Fi. That way, we have enough of devices for everybody. I only have a spare phone and a one tablet, so
Right.
kind of need it. But we encourage the parents to stay, and in the past, almost every time the parents stayed, and now we like I said, we picked up a couple of parents along the way, and one's an actual licensed electrician, which makes it nice.
Cool. So then explain kind of how the day goes. What time do the kids arrive? Do the young people arrive, and how long are they there, and kind of what does the day look like then?
So usually start around 5 o'clock. We sit downstairs. It's a little bit cooler that way, and we have a little fun. We talk it over expectations, rules, that sort of thing. Then we go upstairs, and I show them for like day one would be how to use the trains properly. Don't crash them. Show where everything is on the layout, and then maybe get them to move around a little bit, get some energy out, and then at the end we go downstairs and there we have pop station.
So you were saying that, kind of the get the kids when they come in, you get them familiar with the layout and kind of how things work, and how to use a throttle. So I assume you're using all DCC then, or the equivalent thereof.
Yeah, DCS, yeah.
DCI, yep. And so this is then 2 days that they're with you?
3 days,
3
3
days.
evenings. Yep.
And so at the end of that, then you give them a junior engineer certificate, and
Yep.
then
And yep. So basically, invites them. I give them a little slip. Invites them when we have open houses. Come on up there, and you're free to play trains. So
cool. So you kind of
Yeah.
certify them, and that's kind of an on-ramp to membership then as well.
yeah, sort of, yeah.
Good. Well, good luck. So you have six so far this year, and it sounds like you got to go out and do a little more recruiting.
I hope so. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about trying to talk to some of the local schools, to science and math teachers, and see if you get, because they may know some youngsters that would be really interested, in
That's really hard around here. This is a very rural area, so it's actually pretty hard. So, unfortunately.
That's good. Well, thanks, Frank. I really appreciate it. I think that's, great info. I think we all heard about this. It was pretty exciting. I want to put back up kind of the program here, because I think that's a really good thing to kind of see, the idea of how you position it and how you drive it and the value. So thanks again. Really appreciate it. And
Can you go to the last slide real quick?
here we go. This was actually some images of the layout I think we had.
Yep.
And
it's actual real water in that river there. So
a couple of your young engineers.
yeah.
And I think then this is your trailer that you go out with.
Yep. So that's the Shore Boys Railroad trailer. They travel to Eastern Shore, Maryland, and it's really cool what they do. I join them every once in a while, and they travel around, and it's a 40 trailer, and it's full of O scale and then G scale trains. It's really cool, and it's basically outreach, and kids can play with it and all that sort of thing.
Well, that's good. That's really good. I think obviously your layout's very attractive and interesting. It seems like there's a lot of animation and kind of the things that go with that. If I kind of look at this is your space then.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, and the middle section there, that's going to be converted to HO for the kids. The
Ah,
two boys are actually building that together.
well,
So
that's good. Oh, they're
Yeah.
getting set there. They've got their HO all laid out. That's
Yep.
excellent. So, yeah, no, I think this is, it's one of the challenges of how do you engage young people that are interested in trains, and it sounds like you guys have really established a way to do it. So I guess the one thing I come back to, for those people that are concerned, have you guys done anything in terms of vetting yourselves or as a group, or are you just not concerned about, any issues? Because I think that's always been one of the concerns that organizations have come to is, like if you go to the Boy Scouts now, they have fairly significant rules for how they vet people that are working with young people. And that was why having the parents stay all the time becomes so interesting, whether the parents need to stay or don't have to stay versus, the vetting of the volunteers. Have you guys thought about that at all, or just kind of look around and say we're
not
okay?
really, not really concerned about at this point. It's
Cool.
start expanding the program.
Frank,
I think your internet's gone again. So I think what we're going to do is probably say thank you. I think we got the answers for that one. But I really impressed. Great program. And I hope some others that hear it take advantage and think about it as an opportunity for them. And Frank will be available. You can contact him by contacting me or Jim if you'd like to talk to him. So thanks again, Frank.
Yep.
Frank, you're running a great program, and thank you so much for joining us this evening. I appreciate your time, and best of luck to you.